I got a classic AFXer, one of the old real Plymouths, real car, and I got Gary Gerard. He's going to tell us all about it. One of the many race cars that we're going to see up here at Marotta's 50th anniversary car show. Gary, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
And like I said, this is a real nostalgia piece of business.
It is. You know, I grew up in the early 60s. These cars, when they made their debut, they really impressed me. I always wanted to recreate one because I don't know if you know the original cars, there were only 12 made by the factory, AFX cars.
All I remember was the big name guys with those cars.
Right. Yeah.
But guys, I didn't know the amount of production.
Yeah, they made 12 of them for the AFX class in '65, and then they were outlawed by NHRA.
Because of the wheelbase.
Correct. I think the Ford people probably didn't like the advantage that it gave them.
Well, that's true. There were a lot of power, and they blew away the Chevrolets and the Fords.
Exactly, and with the they primarily did it for traction, of course, and with the torque-like transmissions, they dominated the classes. But guys like Billy Flynn with the Yankee Peddler and Dave Strickler, who was one of my heroes, particularly as he moved up from Chevrolet into Mopar. So it's an exciting time. I remember they are the first funny cars. They are dubbed the first funny cars when they were made. So
my good friend is Bud Fauble.
Oh, really? Oh, he's a good guy. In fact, he won a couple of major events with his all-through wheelbase car.
Sure he did.
I think he might have done the first Superstock reunion, won that down in '65.
Yes, he did. Also, another friend of mine is Jack Worst, Mr. 5 and 50.
Oh, yeah. He's still running today. Great car.
Well, he's not running the car, but
the car is yeah.
I'm trying to think of the fellow's name. He modernized it.
Yes.
He put today's technology in it, and the car's really running.
It really runs strong.
It's a beautiful car, magnificent.
I would agree. Yeah.
And Jack, we did an interview out in Pennsylvania, and Jack said, this car was never like this when I had it.
Well, no. I mean, back in the day, they were pretty crude. But, I got into it as a kind of a tribute, as I said, to those cars of the day. And what we're doing is going around to different tracks and trying to recreate that magic of the mid-'60s match bash kind of racing for the fans.
Right.
So we do it mostly for the fans. We do the old burnouts through the rosin, back up into it, dry hops, and they love it.
What tracks you going to, Gary?
Primarily Lebanon Valley is probably our home track. Okay. We've run at Atco, New Jersey. We'll probably run at English.
Yeah, sure. Rick DeMarco puts a great match race on with the Plymouths.
Yep.
Rick owned a whole bunch of them. He owned Bob Harris Flying Carpet. He owned the Virginian.
He did?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize he owned all those cars.
Oh, he owned all of them.
Yep. No, it's so exciting. We've gotten a lot of great feedback from the fans in the stands, both from ones who remember it from the day and from the new people who never saw it.
The old guys.
Yeah, of which unfortunately I'm one at the moment. But
you're young, you're a kid.
Yeah, but there's a lot of young kids that have never seen it. They only read about it. So when we get a chance to go out there and show them how it really was in the magic days of match racing, they love it.
In real cars, real drag racing, and
heads-up drag racing.
And when NHRA and drag racing was in its heyday.
Exactly, and I agree with you. Those years from like '63 through '67 or '68 were magic. There was no cookie-cutter cars. Everybody came out with something different. It was very exciting time.
So the viewers know what they're looking at. Let's tell them what's in the motor, and well, obviously you got a torque flight in there.
Sure. It's again, it's '65 Plymouth Belvedere. The rear wheels have been moved up 15 inches. The front wheels have been moved up 10 inches, consistent with the way the factory did it. It's a 426 Hemi, not a new one. It's actually a vintage motor from the day. Yep, cross ram manifold on it. It's Dean Nicopolis actually built this motor. He was one of the Ram Chargers teams, and he's a longtime drag racer. So I had the opportunity to find this motor, and I bought the motor before I bought the car. And built the car.
Good way to start.
Yeah, you had to start somewhere. Sure. So we put it on an engine stand, and when the car came available, it was an old drag race car out of the Midwest. We bought it and did the modifications. My partner on the car is Bill Atwood down at Auto Service in Old Saybrook, where we're doing another recreation now. We have a '67 Coronet that we're modifying. We've done a number of other Hemi cars, so we're kind of Mopar oriented.
I can tell. Gary, what kind of times in miles per hour?
This car runs about 11 flat at right around 120 miles an hour, and it's actually a triple threat car. You see it at the show. I race it, but I also drive it on the street. It's registered.
Is it?
So I take it to
That's
cruise
nice.
nights.
Oh, that's nice.
So as a result, it runs on pump gas.
Right.
It's a 10.5 to 1 motor instead of a big horsepower motor.
Do you run any of the, like the VP fuel or anything like that?
No, we just pump gas.
Just pump?
I just pull up to the mobile
Sunoco?
station. Whatever's available.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it runs fine, you know. But again, primarily we're match racing, you know. So the real purpose of it is to put smiles on the faces of the fans in the seats,
Right.
you know,
Right.
and ourselves, of course.
Well, I'm sure you do that. I'll have to look for you. Maybe I'll get a chance to take a trip up to Lebanon Valley. It's not too far from me, you know.
We'd love to have you. We're usually there for Muscle Palooza.
Hemmings Muscle Palooza,
Right. We're going to do some match racing. You can have anybody that's interested in seeing these cars run. You can go on our website, which is www.afxer.com, afxer.com.
All right,
We
we'll
have a
to
calendar.
put that up on the screen.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah.
It's a great time. Come out, and if you come out to see us, stop by the pits. We'd love to have you. We'll tell you all about the cars. You can sit in it. You can.
You know what I would like to do?
Sure.
I would like to sit in it and take my camera
Absolutely.
and have you make a pass with it, and I can take a ride down a track with the camera.
No problem. Be glad to do that. They'll let you do that.
Yeah, I know they're pretty good up there.
Yep. And Howard, who owns it,
Yeah.
good friend of ours, and I'd love to have you do that. You let me know when.
Yeah. Well, when the season starts, we'll stay in touch, and when the season starts, you let me know when you're going.
Perfect.
And we'll make arrangements.
That's great.
You know, terrific. Gary,
I love it. Thank you for your time.
pleasure.
Yep.
Terrific. Good luck, and we'll be looking forward to taking a trip. Really,
Thanks.
you know.
Me too.